every media organization has abandoned truth and only applies feelings. So, so this is one thing. Liberals are very good at ingratiating themselves with the culture and actually driving culture. Conservatives were very much focused on just meritocracy and kind of became the party of no, not really espousing, hey, this is the world I want to see for my kids, until they realize 10, 15 years later that, why do we have Drag Time Story Hour for kids? Like, it seemed like it just appeared out of nowhere.
Right? It
But
100%
no,
did.
it's been building and building slowly until it was finally, you can't hide from it. It's just, it's in your face. It's in your children's face.
It was definitely in our faces.
Yeah. So, and so I think one thing, I think conservatives, we're kind of realizing, you guys are starting to figure out that this has been decades in the making. This wasn't just a, I filled out a petition for, my federal government. Well, it didn't happen, so now I go home. Well, that's not how the liberals play it. And I mean small L liberals, not big L liberals. How small L liberals play it is they phone their MPs. They have coordinated campaigns where they will inundate someone's emails, their phone calls, even if it's like 10 people on a rotation. They keep phoning. I'm complaining about this. I'm complaining. And if you're one person and you're getting 10, 15 or 100 phone calls in one day, you're going to go, holy, clearly these people are pissed off about this. Clearly this is a problem. And so they kept going and going and going. Look at the peak, as we talked about on Saturday. The peak is transgender rights. You think it just started? You think it just started with, just a little nothing? No, it built up to that. So I think conservatives are really starting to realize that you guys are like a decade behind. The liberals, the small L liberals, they have the logistics in place. They have people in the bottlenecks of power. They've pushed through legislation. Like, look at all the, law type firms that specifically call themselves activist lawyers. They've put themselves in those positions. So that, I think, is what we're really seeing.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out where it was that everything went downhill. Like, you have a lot of the conservatives. So we talked before about how, when you had back when it was still just the LGBT, merge LGBT, whatever, LGBT, they wanted to be able to just be accepted and to be able to marry the person that they love. That's it. That's all they wanted. And you had said before about how a lot of the conservative people or the Christians or whatever were like, they were worried that if you give an inch, everything's going to go to heck, right?
Yeah, the slippery slope fallacy.
The slippery slope, yes. So I'm trying to wonder, like, I don't think, nor do I believe that that's where it started. It didn't start there, because for the longest time, things were fine.
No, and I think it did.
I don't. I think it was more through COVID. People went nutty. That's when literally our government started going along with, do you remember, oh my God, what the heck was her name? It changed its name to Jessica Simpson. Yvonne. Oh my God.
Jessica Yaniv.
Thank you, Yaniv. Yes. But stuff like that, and allowing that kind of stuff, where I think that's where a lot of it started. And then
No, I don't agree, but.
You don't?
No.
Things were fine before that. It was literally like through the COVID area that people lost their minds.
No, I think that was just the time for them to pull the trigger. I think that was it.
Definitely pulled the trigger.
You know, as the expression goes, don't let a good crisis go to waste. That was George Bush. George Bush said that. Don't let a good crisis go to waste. So, well, even if you look at COVID, so how I look at COVID is like this stuff has been working up for years. End stage liberalism, or the absolute absurdity, and I mean the absolute absurdity end of liberalism, is the dissolution of any type of morality. It's subjective, it's by government, it's by fiat, and it's by apps like the 5149. And I think that is where the extreme end of end stage liberalism goes. That men can become women because the individual is the center. So if the individual is the center and the truth comes from the individual, from myself, that there's no outside external force, or just at least objective view, but it's just my truth, my lived experience, and all that type of rhetoric that was going on with that. I think what that ends up doing is where a man can become a woman. Who's you to say with my subjective view? They remove the objectivity in absolute subjective replacement. So I think that this stuff has taken place over decades. You know, first wave feminism wasn't the feminism that we're dealing with today, but of course, you build on it. You build on it. You find something else to attack.
Yeah, but just because someone took something that was already good and turned it into shit doesn't mean that it started by the one good thing that was created or the one good thing that brought there. Like I'm sorry, like unless I was completely blind growing up through years, I did not see bad there. I didn't see what we're seeing now. That's the thing is when you think about through the
Go ahead. Sorry.
When you think about through the COVID times, like, okay, all of a sudden men would get arrested and identify as a woman. Then everybody started placating to that, bending over. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. Now you can go into the DMV and you don't need certificates anymore to prove that you actually had surgery. Now you can just go in there and be like, I'm a woman, beard and all. And they'll be like, we got you.
Yes, because you self-identify. So, and this is the point that I'm making. So
before then,
well, look at how things were before. You were gatekept from news organizations, from television stations. So they curated it. It was once the explosion and the wide accessibility and availability of the internet did this stuff start to appear. So we've had the internet for 30 years? Like maybe 20, that it's kind of been a normal, like everyone more or less has access to it one way or another. So instead of like, you might have one weirdo that lives in your town, but that's just one weirdo.
I am the weirdo.
But now those people that they had to interact with people in their community, and the community kind of self-regulated itself. Well, now what can I do? I can go on the internet, furry fandoms, and I can start seeking out communities that are more aligned with whatever interest I may have.
So, I mean, I guess technology has advanced a lot in even the last, handful of years. That I mean, okay, I can grasp that. I guess they're getting more daring to come out.
Well, it says
places.
So I think that's where the big separation, or at least this stuff started to happen more. It was easier to coordinate. So it wasn't like 2020 or 2021. COVID was just like CERN flicked on in the world, the timeline split. No, I think because they're just kind of like gearing up, like they're looking for, well, how can we reimagine society? We see these issues going on in society. We see that maybe there's too much money with this group of people and there's not enough money here. Well, how can we solve that problem? How about we take all that money and give it all to the very rich people who are able to manufacture or build things better so that we could help everyone? That's in their view. They see themselves as the solution. They trust themselves. They don't trust you. They think you're an idiot.
I don't know. Maybe it was just through COVID is when I finally forking woke up.
I
Maybe
think
that's my problem.
I
Is
I think that's it. I
I
think a
was
lot of
sleeping until
people
then.
I think a lot of people were. And it's not like a slight. I'm not slighting against anyone. It Most people are just, "Hey, I just want to get my kids to soccer practice, to hockey practice. I want to go spend time with my kids and play this and watch movies with my family. I want to go to the bar with my friends. I just want to do good at my job and get the next promotion and all that
Next
stuff."
paycheck to pay all the taxes that Canada taxed you.
Well, yeah, so you were just busy with life. That was it. And I don't fault people for that. But that was kind of the knock-on effect that when they shut down all of that, people went, "Okay, well then I'm gonna turn towards the news. What's going on in the news?" And I think a lot of people started going, "Huh?" Just doing that, just going, "Huh?"
News.
Oh, you sound so robotic. You're like, "News."
News.
Greg, I don't know where you're from, but there is a famous story in Winnipeg that exact thing happened. It was this was maybe 15 years ago or so.
Elijah Modier
So
Boulevard.
sorry, I'll read for anyone that's just listening. So Greg says the RCMP is corrupt when an officer drinks and drives while on duty and smashes a police car and still keeps his job and gets promoted. So what we had in Winnipeg was a officer was driving on the north side of the perimeter and was crossing through a oh no, you know this story.
Oh wow. Dun dun dun.
So
Carry on.
the officer ended up striking a young woman, if I remember correctly. He was speeding, blew
Yep.
through the lights at pipeline in the perimeter, killed her. Nothing came of it.
No,
Nothing
he
came of
was
it.
given paid suspension for a while. I don't know. Other stuff was supposed to have been happening, but long and short of it, he still had his job. I don't know if he's the one that you're talking about that got promoted. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But regardless, he drank, he drove, he killed somebody, got suspended with pay, and kept his job.
As far as I know, yeah, he didn't face
Disgusting.
jail time, or maybe it was like a suspended
I don't think
license or
so.
something like that. I don't remember the particulars. Like I said, it's been like 10, 15 years ago that happened. But Elise, hello, welcome, cute puppies always get scritches here. Okay, puppies get scritches. Your first mistake was living in Kelowna. It's beautiful. I actually like Bologna and Kelowna.
What?
Bologna, Bologna, and
Bologna.
Bologna and Kernan.
Oh my lord.
Kelowna and Vernon are
There you
beautiful.
go. Bologna.
Kelowna is beautiful. You know, it's just right on that. I don't know what that lake is called, but it's like right in the valley there, all in the what is it I don't know what is that valley called? I know like Peachland. I know that. Um
Oh my god, did you
I
see
don't know
what
what
she wrote?
yeah, I see that. I'm trying to keep it
Jesus.
I'm trying to keep it light for now. We'll get right back into it, don't you worry. Um what is that whole valley called? Is it just called the valley? Oh, the Okanagan Valley. Yes, there we go. Yes, thank you, thank you. I've been all up and down that, it's not 97. Is it 94? That goes from, like, Highway 3 all the way up to the Trans Canada? Like, Kelowna, Vernon, Peachland, down to Lake Osoyoos. Is that 93? I'm blanking on it. Or is that one of the 3 97s? Oh, it is. Oh, of course, it's a 97. There's like 97 A, B, and C, if I remember correctly. Oh, you're in Thompson. Fantastic. Oh, that's funny. Ah. All right, so let's all right, so I guess I'll read what Elise had put here. Have you seen the college student in Kelowna while RCMP are doing a wellness check? She dragged a young Chinese woman down. Like the RCMP did this? I have a big issue with wellness checks. It's like police think that like hearing wellness checks means like I could kick your door in and like I don't know, just it's like I'm here to make you feel better. Shut the hell up. Ugh. Oh boy, yeah, okay. Well, that's nice. That's nice of them to do a wellness check. Maybe they were just making sure that her roots were good.
Jesus. Oh my god. Is this real hair? Ay, ay, ay.
You look like
It's
a
the weave. We're gonna take it off.
Yeah, and I'm sure like this type of stuff happens. And again, like when people start losing confidence and losing trust in our institutions, in our police force, the example that I've used many times before is like if a person goes up to your, comes up to your house in like I don't know, like a clown outfit or something. They have like the little parasol squirt thing, and they're like, "Open up! I'm here to search your property." And you're going, what are you doing? Like, that is how people start looking at this. This is how people are starting to. We're seeing communities in Canada where police, you have no jurisdiction here. You leave. We police our own, you get out. We are seeing that starting to form here. So people are already losing faith in our justice system, in our policing. And when that absolutely happens, Canada is FUCK fort.
It is gonna fornicate itself.
There's going to be a lot of fornicating.